Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, John Haynes, A Conversation with Death. The man who rules the world and the angel of darkness take on a horde of demons in this inaugural John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, A Conversation with Death for 99 cents on Kindle or in paperback today. I thought I was done making videos about your messy Jesse Williams. However, I had an epiphany about your messy Jesse Williams and why he stopped being pro-black all of a sudden. Now, your messy Jesse Williams is this light-skinned, biracial Negro actor on Grey's Anatomy. And he's only on that show because he has crystal blue eyes and creamy white skin that many of the Afro-American Negro women love to see. Because when it comes down to the Afro-American Negro female, she deifies and worships white men, and because Jesse Williams epitomizes all the features of a white man that black women want, they like to watch your messy Jesse Williams. And your messy Jesse Williams was looking to capitalize on his crystal blue eyes and his creamy white skin in an effort to exploit the Afro-American Negro community. He was hoping to use his crystal blue eyes and creamy white skin to talk about how pro-black he was and how much he loved the black community. However, when we take a look at your messy Jesse Williams, we saw how little regard he had for the black community once he got his BET Minstrel Award. Now, he got this BET Minstrel Award for humanitarianism, and on the stage, he made this big speech talking about many issues in the black community, like the murder of Michael Brown, the murder of Tamir Rice, and he talked about how we need to elevate black women and how black women were so-called magic. And he talked about this as he was going to get a push from the Hollywood machine, because the only reason why they gave him that award was because they were getting ready to give him this big push. Now, if your Jesse Williams had stayed on script, he would have benefited tremendously. But it seems like once he got his reparations, he decided to just go off the script. Now, when it comes down to a lot of these pro-blacks, you often hear them talking about how they want to get reparations from the United States government, and how this reparations is supposed to be a payback for oppressing their ancestors in slavery. Now, your Jesse Williams, he was on that whole pro-black tip himself, and he was talking about these types of things in much of his rhetoric. However, that rhetoric soon became silent after he decided that he had gotten his BET Minstrel Award, he had arrived, and he had finally gotten his reparations. Now, once your messy Jesse got his reparations, he decided he wasn't going to be pro-black anymore. He was going to divorce his black wife and then take his reparations and ride off into the sunset. Now, what was messy Jesse Williams' reparations for his ancestors' slavery? Well, your messy Jesse Williams' reparations was Minka Kelly, the ex-girlfriend of Derek Jeter, and once he got that blonde, blue-eyed white female, we never heard a single word from Jesse Williams talking about pro-blackness, black causes, supporting black people, or how magic this Afro-American Negro female was. And once he got his reparations, he no longer wanted anything to do with the Afro-American Negro female, because he had gotten his reparations and now he was going to ride off into the sunset. Because when it comes down to this pro-black, in many cases, they never put a dollar amount in front of anybody when it comes down to talking about this whole reparations argument and things that need to be done for making change in the community. And it seems like whenever these guys talk about making changes in the community, they never talk about any sort of economic change or any sort of political change. No, when it comes down to these guys, all it takes to silence them is hand them a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white female, and like Jesse Williams, they become silent and then ride off into the sunset. Because, again, I look at your Jesse Williams. He was talking about how he was supporting black causes. He was supporting black people. He was all about looking out for black people. But then, once he had arrived in with the white folks, and then the white woman came and they gave him a opportunity at a relationship with the white woman, all of a sudden, your messy Jesse Williams decided he wasn't pro-black anymore, and he decided he wasn't going to go out here and fight for black causes anymore. No, your Jesse Williams fell all silent once he got his reparations. And once he's got his reparations in the form of a relationship with Aminka Kelly, he was ready to cut off the black community. He was ready to divorce his black wife and his 2 biracial children. And he was getting ready to abandon the black community overall, showing us how disingenuous many of these so-called pro-blacks are, and how they really aren't about supporting or building the black community. It's all about them making this rhetoric to get attention from white people and get approval from white people, and using the pro-black gimmick as a way to stimulate the emotions of white people in the hopes of getting that attention and approval. And once they get that attention and approval, what these Negroes want to do is be the talented 10th over the black community that dictates how the black community runs, how the black community behaves, and present themselves as a superior over the black community and the people in the black community, because they believe they've arrived and they're established because they are just like white people, and because they have the white woman on their arm, they believe that they are better than the average Negro out here. Now, what happened to your messy Jesse Williams is that he got arrogant, he got overconfident, and he thought that everything was going to go perfect for him. And what happened was his magic black woman decided to make things tragic for him, and she took him into the American court system, which is clearly white supremacist, to show this blue-eyed Negro what he really was, a Negro. And once she got him into court and got $50,000 in spousal support every month and $100,000 in child support for her 2 children, your messy Jesse Williams wound up going into a hot mess. And this is all because all he wanted was to get some reparations from white people. Unfortunately, he didn't understand there were consequences and repercussions for getting those reparations. And once he got his reparations, he would have to pay financial compensation to the black female. And that compensation is where his magic turned tragic. Messy Jesse in another hot mess.